Mum Bakes Cakes, are you there? You sound a bit robotic then. Did you want to replug into your mic? Okay, I'm going to turn the music off. All right, while we wait for Mum Bakes Cakes to jump back on and represent with his mic plugged in a bit better, I guess one of the most interesting things that's happened this week has been Fram2 being launched. And so let me go to present. I'll go to share screen. Fram2. Let me double check that it's all good. Looks pretty clear. Yeah, no problems at all. Okay, where is my thing? Okay, here you are. I'll add you back on stage. Just check your mic.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, all good. Okay. You must have heard about this Fram2 taking off yesterday or the day before.
I just looked at Facebook and I think they mentioned something about it.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I got some really, really good footage that I've downloaded and I've got in the tray, ready to play. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it personally. It's just fantastic that they've done it. And
well, we could go on the flat Earth excuse of saying, "Oh, it defies the second law of thermodynamics," which you can never really understand about rockets. But there you go.
Yeah, well, yeah, like I have said before, it's got nothing to do with thermodynamics anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I've got some good footage, so I might rip that up as well. I was also in Mattoon's stream earlier on, and I
saw you there.
Huh? Yeah, you saw me there.
Yep.
Yeah. I also wanted to show him a bit of a video, but he was concerned about copyright on a particular video. But I'm going to see if I'll play it here, and who knows, maybe. I'm sure because my account's so small, it won't make a difference. But I don't know if have you seen this one with Guy Williams talking to Mark Sargent?
No, I don't think
you
so.
haven't. Is that possible? You haven't?
Hold
on one sec. Just let me make it into theater mode so they can get rid of all the ads. Okay, that's better. So can you see that there?
Yeah.
I might quickly. So if you, it's a very short interview. It's only about like a minute or so, but I might for everyone. Just let me know if you can hear sound.
Came for my big interview.
You good?
That's it.
Okay. So as you can see here, we've got Mark Sargent.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you can see my cursor because it's loaded.
I see it. I see it.
Oh, you can see it. Okay. All right. Have a bit of a listen to this. It's a short one, but it's pretty funny.
With Mark Sargent, I just didn't give a fuck anymore.
You're one of the biggest dick swingers in the flat Earth game. So, no offense.
No, that's right.
And when I say no offense, it means you can't get offended by what I say next.
I won't.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
And your whole life is a lie.
I've heard that before. I became a flat earther because I tried to disprove it or debunk it.
But do you not think the reason you can't debunk it is because you're a fuckwit?
No, I'm a pretty clever problem solver.
How do you prove the Earth is flat?
By not finding the curve.
So flat Earth is not something you can prove. It's just something disprove the round globe.
Exactly.
That's bad. That sounds shoddy.
I don't make up these rules. It's lawyers' rules. The stars and the planets are just pretty little light. Sun and the moon are just bigger lights.
Like what is it, an LED display or something? What is it?
Probably a little better than that.
Okay, look, this is ridiculous. Okay, just sorry. I don't mean to belittle your views.
It's okay.
But fuck your
This
views.
can't even exist on its own. It needs a solar system, a sun, and a galaxy around that, a universe around that.
No one needs a fucking LED screen.
Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Ask some questions.
So you were in a Netflix documentary.
Yep.
And how'd that go?
It went pretty well. We shot
Bad. It went bad.
No, okay. I'm trying to put a positive spin on this. Turned out our biggest recruiting tool to date. In fact, a third of the 18 to 24s were on board with this. And they
So dumb fucks.
call it what you want.
People who don't know shit.
Well, there you go.
Mark had one good point. It didn't matter what I said. The more negative publicity they got, the more the flat Earth movement was growing.
Yeah. So there you go. It's. I have to admit, I have to give a shout out to New Zealand today. Their episodes are so good. You'll laugh about it for days. Have you tuned into any of his videos before?
No, send me a link. That sounds quite humorous.
It is. It is. He's got heaps of really good stuff. But yeah, it's when he rips into Mark Sargent, you can't help but laugh. He just calls him an absolute fuckwit. So
yeah,
which yeah, he's bang on right there. So so yeah, there's that scene. So obviously Mick Toon didn't want to play that today, which is a bit of a shame.
All right.
So yeah, I decided to show it on my side.
Yeah.
And who knows if I'll get a copyright strike for playing that amount of words, because when you play words, I don't think you get copyright strikes for words. But anyway.
It's usually mainly music that they copyright you for.
Yeah, it's usually music. So hopefully the music in the background isn't causing a problem, but most of it was just words with dramatic music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that. Also, you probably would have noticed, and I was enjoying this very thoroughly. So Jeranism went to absolute town, smashing. Why is it always my screen disappears again? Okay, here we go. Jeranism went to town, attacking Shane and Alan's review of his, I think 6 or 8 points or something like that. This one came out on Sunday, which I'm guessing would have been his Saturday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I clipped a couple of the scenes from this particular episode, and I delivered it directly to Shane's news feed. So I clipped a very, very short video, just dumped it straight on him and said, "What do you think about this?" And he hasn't written anything back. So,
well,
yeah.
Don't expect anything.
Where was it? Wait, one's journalism's one. Okay, I'll do this one, the journalism dunking part. So let me just journalism dunking on Shane Pierre.
It's a shame though he's leaving. I mean, he's, but I can understand.
Do you really think he'll leave though?
I think. Well, Jaren's pretty good on keeping his bearings. In other words, so I don't think he'll come back like to do a flat Earth videos. He looks like he's going to do something else anyway. He mentioned on his stream that it's like beating a dead horse, and which is absolutely true. Which is why we enjoy it so much.
Yeah, but I have to admit, even myself, I'm personally kind of getting sick of it, sick of the whole
me
space.
too. It's like, since after TFE, it's like no flat earthers got any talking points anymore. It's all the same rubbish.
Yeah, well, I'll frame what I'm seeing right now, right? So there's only a few diehard flat earthers who are still talking right now, and a lot of them are going even deeper into like ridiculous realms, right? They're going even deeper into complete nuttery. And I'm also seeing a ramping up of people saying, if you want to have a debate with me, you're going to have to pay a certain amount of money up front.
Correct.
So I think Nathan Thompson was the first one who says to Wolfie, you have to pay $200 for him to start. And in the chat today, I saw that Lowry said that for him to debate in McToon is $1,000.
Where do they get off?
And I think McToon turned around and said, "Well, my fee is $1,000 too, right?" Now, I also flicked onto Vlad's channel, and I mean, I talk with Vlad every now and then, and I mean, Brenda certainly pisses him off a lot. But when he was saying he was saying $250 a minute for Brenda to debate him.
Vlad?
Huh? Vlad,
mean
yeah.
Vlad?
Ironworks 9,200.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 250 per minute.
All right.
So this is starting to become a real thing. I think there was even another person at one stage in time who said that they would charge. I can't remember. There was a second person which I forgot. I don't know. It happened last week, but I'm really starting to notice it a lot more recently. And
well, it's the get out of jail card for them. It's like,
it's like
can you imagine someone, let's just say for argument's sake, said, okay, we'll pay you the amount that you want for whatever the amount. It could be $1,000, $250 a minute, whatever it is. So so they agree to pay them the money, and they start the debate. They start forking out the money. And what are the players going to say? The same old tired nonsense anyway. it's a waste of money.
It is a waste of money. There's no doubt about it. They would just spin circles all the time.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be much fun. So I clipped this journalism part out. So it was about 44 seconds, and I thought this is critical. And this is the comment that I sent directly to Shane, because I figured that, like other people, the people who used to subscribe to Darrenism and now no longer do are now not watching his episodes anymore, and so they are now not seeing the criticisms anymore. So they've completely ejected themselves from that. And so I decided to clip this part and deliver it to him directly. So I'll just play this one thing about Shane right here.
Okay, I heard people say things like Shane's model is a joke. We're about to get through it. It's a joke. The fact that anybody is accepting that as reality, and I never did. I don't think I fully understood what it was when I was like, Shane's model, what's that? And they're like, oh, it's just Walter Bislin's model, but adapted to the. I'm like, oh, what? It works? Yeah, it works. The lights. Okay, great. We're in. Then you look at it, you're like, wait, what are you doing? You just put the globe model on top of the flat Earth and then have a sun magically appear where the globe says it should be, and you're saying that that's our model? That's called theft. It's called garbage. It's not evidence of anything. It doesn't do anything that it's supposed to do.
So there you go.
Yep.
I'll just pause and bring that one back. So there. So yes, I don't necessarily really want to spend much time tonight, because I think I'd rather go to bed than talk about it for 2 hours. So I think yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't really want to go for 2 hours, and I see no reason to.
It's up to you, but it's your show.
Yeah, I know. I also I went on your channel just earlier, right?
Yeah.
To see whether or not you'd done any streaming recently, and it seemed like you haven't streamed in 2 weeks.
Well, again, there's not much to stream about. I was going to do something, then I thought, it can't be my motivation for it's my hobby, really. It's not even that at times. It's like, why bother? It's because of the TFE and the complete clarity, because listening to what's his name again? For frick's sake, they're gonna find it. Just give me a moment. I gotta find him again.
Who are you talking about?
I'll mention it in a minute. Once I find what it is.
Okay, that's fine. You find
Spurs
it.
Spurs Chemo versus Whatcast. Right, Whatcast was talking to Spurs. He doesn't go as Spurs, but he goes as some other name, but it's the same guy. And Spurs were saying, "Oh, we've got more members these days than before because people are joining." Thinking that's a lot of crap. And Spurs is a master of avoiding giving a direct answer to anything.
Oh,
But
there's
that's typical
nothing worse than that type. Nothing worse than that type. We'll say hello to Golden Skeptic because he obviously popped in saying hello. So hello to Golden Skeptic. Yeah, I know. I said last week that I was considering talking about debunking geocentrism, but I don't know. With me going to Japan next week, I really haven't bothered to do any preparation at all. So I really couldn't give two shits.
Same here. Like, why bother?
Yeah.
The movement is calling to a halt, as Jaron mentioned, and because he mentioned Robbie Davison, Patricia Steer, and many others have left the flat Earth.
I got to admit, watching everyone talk Mark Sargent talking about that cease and desist just today. I'm thinking this entire episode is evidence. What are you doing? Is he a moron? He clearly is a moron because that entire episode, like a cease and desist is to stop talking about A, the car, B, leaving the flat Earth, and C, this allegation, of them running, a crypto scam.
Yeah.
And
which has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
Yeah, which has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth. But he mentioned all three of the topics that's on that cease and desist letter.
Oh, of course he did.
So he's just added more ammunition to their case.
Yeah.
He's supposed to shut up about it. What's he doing?
Well, the flat earthers aren't known for their intelligence. Look at Riley. He was supposed to be a lawyer, but he's a very bad lawyer.
Yeah. Golden Skeptic said, "Did you see Dearth deleting comments on Sargent's channel?" Yes. I also think it may have been more than just Dearth, actually, as well.
Now, I couldn't understand that because I think
Karen B was doing something.
Yeah, I was on the channel because when MC Toon was streaming it via his channel, so I was on both channels. Yes. Then I went to Mark Sargent's. He was doing the stream, and I started commenting on there, and I didn't see my comments.
I saw your chat a few times. Yes.
However, I didn't see my comments on MC Toon's stream.
No, well, that was so you would. It sounds like you'd already been blocked, but I did see a few of your comments in the stream. I did some on my channel, and I saw it on Toon's stream, and then I tried not to deliberately try to go straight for the kill. I was just saying dumb things, but in the end, mine disappeared, and I realized I was checking Toons and checking theirs, and I was like, nah, it's not showing up. So I to my other Bitcoiners one, and I started doing that one. That one started coming along. That one got blocked not that long after. So I think whoever blocked my first one must have realized that the second one was my, I guess, sock account, but it's not necessarily a sock account. It's just more of a Bitcoin channel. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't speak to them at all after that, and all my comments were starting to get deleted after a while. But I have to admit, I thought about it. I thought about this happened last time. I think when everyone was on. I think it was Witz's channel. I think it was Witz's channel. Everyone went to town on Witz's channel, right? And both my accounts got blocked there too. And I thought, while it might be funny for McToon to see all of us, gang up on the chat and just spread out, all of our shit all through his stream. If the majority of us all getting completely blocked, that's weakening our power for later on. And so, to some degree, while it might be great entertainment for Toon, I actually think he's actually taking away our power. He's actually kind of destroying all of our accounts in the process.
Well, I disagree because, like, even if you said boo or hi or whatever on that particular stream, there's a good chance he's going to block you anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, we were on those channels at one stage, and we could speak on it. And now, if I go back there tomorrow, it's
He
probably
doesn't
never
have
going to be seen again. And so
Well-
I'll never have the opportunity to be able to actually drop one comment on it ever again because of being blocked.
Yeah, that's the state of flat earthers. They say they are truthers and don't and are all for free speech, and yet here we are trying to encourage free speech, and they just block our comments.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, I probably wasn't really going to get in their live stream, to be honest, and make a whole bunch of comments, but it has maybe reflected maybe that for McToon's expense, my powers to be able to comment on in his comment section. I reckon even in the comment section down below the videos, I don't think I can write things there anymore. It won't. It would never be seen by all the people in the comments. And so some ago, I'm actually a little bit disappointed that we actually have all been tricked into this into going in there and fucking up our account's credibility.
Well, it's no big loss for me. I mean, I'll comment on particularly go to the Flat Earth channels much at all. I mean, I need to stir them up and play along every now and then just to see what their reacting is. But really, I don't particularly care what they if they block me or not. It's not gonna do them or me any kind of service because they're not gonna listen anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean, realistically, I don't play in their circles anyway, so it's probably not going to really matter. But I don't know. It just irked me. It just irked me just a little bit because I thought,
fun and games, buddy.
My account's getting popped now.
Fun and
yeah,
games. It's like a game. It's because that's all they are. It's so stupid that they people believe in the flat Earth that when people come along and say, okay, let's have a bit of fun and see if we can become trolls for a couple of minutes, just have a bit of fun. I have no issues. Whether I get blocked or not, I don't care. It's not going to bother me at all. Anyway, right,
I just wish I could reach through the screen and give him a good shake, but you just can't do that. It's impossible. Unfortunately, is in the chat. Mate, did you want to come on stream at all? I don't know what time it is in Boston.
Anything untoward, is he?
I doubt he would. I doubt he would. But I've invited him. I've invited him to come and hang out plenty of times before. But yeah. Oh, Golden Skeptic is in the machine. So this is the trick, is the fact that we've got Crypto Rose doing some work. And we've got Golden Skeptic in the machine right now. So we've got two guys who are busy at work, and they're not going to be able to come up and stream at all. So,
fine.
Yeah, Part of me actually wanted to. I'm gonna stop the screen on this. Part of me wanted to show. Well, I thought if I had nothing else to talk about, that I would ultimately look at why Shane's Walter Bislin model just doesn't work. So I might just close Golden Skeptic there. So this one's a legitimate Walter Bislin model, right?
Yes.
And have you seen this before? Obviously,
I've seen his site. I mean, you got to give it to this guy. Very intelligent. I mean, he put this thing together to give people a tool that they can use and put in figures and stuff like that, because flat earthers aren't really good at math. he's a time he can put in all these figures and play around with it and get some results. And I mean, even for flat earth, they're all wrong, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it is really good. But of course, Shane stole it, and then I think after that, then who's that other guy? The guy who pretends to be a fake pilot? he went and stole it too, and then he's got his Flat Earth University or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to go on about, you mentioned Ironworks, what his name is?
Ironworks, 9200. Yeah, what about it? Have you had a look at that? Yeah.
No. We're just asking, he's apparently, I think he wears his ex-Navy, or he's got a Navy.
Yes.
He served in the U.S. Navy, something like that. Because he's got his picture on.
Yes.
In the background somewhere. I'm thinking, hang on, ex-servicemen. I mean, most servicemen, as well as a serviceman, realize that we live on a globe. When we do mapping, we use a compass to find our way around places, and it's strange how
it only takes a couple of deceitful lies for them to accidentally fall into this sort of stuff.
I see. All right.
But of course, Unfornicated, who's in the chat, yes, Ironwork is the one we're talking about. Unfornicated, I've spoken to Unfornicated about that, and the fact that Unfornicated is ex-Navy and Ironworks is ex-Navy, and I don't know how it's going to happen, but it would be good if they could actually speak about that in some format, whether or not they actually speak directly by just clicking on the link and jumping in his chat, because you can do that. You can just click in there and just hijack his space, or whether or not Unfornicated wants to actually do some sort of video on something specific that he says. But I think it's always better to actually get in there and then get in there like a bull in a china shop. It's just much more fun anyway.
And on MC Toon's stream with Mark Sargent and the Muppet, you had the guy with a tank. He didn't say much because Mark got the whole conversation. And I'm thinking, here's an ex-military guy, tank loader or whatever what it was. And thinking, he's in a tank, he's traveling and moving across to some sort of map to get to point A to point B, especially in desert places or whatever. I mean, that needs globe coordinates to do so.
Yes, of course.
So, okay, sorry to interrupt there. So go back to the water business model.
Unfornicated did say, send me a link and I'll pop up. I have to admit, every single time I've actually copied his links, they break. They break instantaneously. So I can't send you a link. The only thing I probably can do is say, he's on. Go out there and have a bit of a look at right now. And then just jump in and hijack it, because I'm sorry, if I send you a link, it will break. For some strange reason, his account is highly censored. You won't be able to get through. So you'll just have to go in there and search for his account, and I'm sure you'll be able to find it. So on this, I'm not 100% sure if this was the spot where I can find it, but there is there's a part in this particular article here for the Walter business model, where he actually says, he talks about bendy light and how it doesn't work. So I might just quickly read this part here. I know some flat earthers misrepresent and misuse this model, so I think he's actually changed this. I think, because I don't think this area was written, and I think he's made some new edits to this actual website. Right. So I know some flat earthers misrepresent and misuse this model and claim having a working flat earth model. They are lying about how it works deliberately and don't show the descriptions on this page of how the flat earth dome model works. To prove that this model is based on the heliocentric model, I have made a version where some heliocentric exclusive parameters can change. Flat earth dome model only works based on heliocentric model. Changing any of these parameters results in wrong predictions and model fails to reach observations. I didn't know this. Has he made a new one, has he?
I don't know.
This one. I'm not too sure. He seems to have made a new one. I might just quickly stop the screen on that one and present. I'll present the new one. This one here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be that much more different, But this is the second. This is the one I just clicked on. It links to here. So I don't know really know what he's done here. He's got stars. What star is that? Okay. Okay. Well, either way, either way. So one thing that I've tried to talk about in the past is how the flat Earth should be set up a lot more like a it's an umbrella, right? So I'm just going to if the flat Earth was true, the dome height would probably be something like that, right? And so this model, the way it's cranked over like this, doesn't make any sense, because once you spin this around like this, why you see how these stars on the outside ring around like a carousel? They're like horses on a carousel, going around in a circle. Yet these stars in here, the purple, aqua, green, yellow, and red ones, they bowl over in a ball-like shape. And the very fact that this ball here, right, can roll upside down, does not work on flat Earth. And I don't know how he continues to see this and continues to think that it's all correct. Because like I would like to think about it in this format, right? So if you were, let's say you were standing 100 meters in front of a building, right? And you walk closer to that building, the wall of that building would just simply enlarge in size to your vision. The bottom of the wall would just get, like, it would look like it's gotten lower, and the top of the wall would look like it's gotten higher. And that's the general perspective. So as you get closer to it, it just looks bigger. There is no reason why walking up to a building, the building would roll over your head, would it? It just wouldn't roll over your head. Yeah. So there's no reason if you're transferring yourself down the actual if you're transferring yourself down the land from the northern hemisphere down to the south, there's no reason why the stars above you should roll up and out of your head. And like, for instance, if you're put it in north pole here, right? This observer only sees yellow, green, and a little bit of aqua, but suddenly, for no reason whatsoever, these dark blue stars are rising up from where? Where are they rising up from? And then when you get down past, El Salvador, these pink stars are starting to rise up. But from where? Where have they come from? Are they just getting born out of the ground? And I think I may have even commented on Shane's thing saying, in most flat Earth models, once the evening is over, they go out there and put the stars into the fridge, and then they just crack them out for the next night. So, yeah. Oh, I've lost you. What happened? Oh, I'm not too sure what happened there, but I think that Mum Bakes Cakes did have someone come up and talk to him, and so I'm wondering if he muted himself and maybe went off to have a bit of a chat. So maybe he's actually indisposed at the moment. So by all means, unfornicated, if you want to come up, Dan, by all means, come up and join me. It's all good. I'm going to keep it pretty light tonight. I'm at 34 minutes. I wouldn't mind even capping it out at an hour or less if it doesn't matter, because to be honest, I'm kind of getting over sort of talking about this in a lot of ways. So yeah, there's just too much derp in Shane's interpretation of this model. What's to say? I meant if you wanted me to pop up here, you can pop up here. Oh, sorry. You're talking about the link, and I'll pop up. So it should be up at the top here. It should be at the top of the chat. If you can't see the link from the top of the chat, I'll repost another one. There you go. Did you want to see my building site? Sure. I don't know how you're going to do that. But I mean, you could always take a short video, like a 20-second video, and post it on your channel, and let me know in the comments, and I'll go and have a bit of a click after I'm done here. That's fine. Yeah, we could do that. I wouldn't mind seeing that sort of stuff for sure. We're in private chat. Oh yeah, back in a mo. Okay, so Mum Bakes Cakes is indisposed, so he's gone off to talk. So yeah, there's that. I got to admit that this model is a lot more beautiful than the version that Shane has bastardized on his thing. This it presents as a lot prettier. So yeah, I really want to say to Shane, you know, when it comes to declination of stars, you've got 90 degrees of declination on the left hand side, right? So from the equator you've got 0, and it goes up to 90 up here, and then on the other side it goes down to 0 on here, right? So that means you've got 90 plus 90, which equals 180 degrees of, you know, declinational sort of, I guess, mathematics or whatever like that. But the globe has 360 because we've got negative 90 down South Pole. And so if you have 90, 90, and you add 2 more 90s, you become 360. If you've got 360 degrees, it can only mean one thing. It's a globe. So, yeah. Here we go. Comments. Look, Golden Skeptic, that's up to you if you want to. I'm not going to push you off your machine if you have to work. If you have to work, don't worry about it. So it's all good. But yeah, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Dan O. Oh,
Swallow, what's shaking?
Just an evening. Yeah, not much. Just having a chat with Mum Bakes Cakes, but it sounded like he had to go and speak to his missus. So.
Well, my munchkin says hi to everybody. We're getting ready to drive to school real quick.
Oh, very good. Very good. Okay.
But no, like you're saying, for ironwork, yeah, you know, there's some certain things that you can do in the States. We call it stolen valor. It's where you are, you know, either lying about or misrepresenting your military service as a way to for other purposes. So in things like cloud, you know, grifting money, things like that, that's actually illegal. Now, whether or not anyone enforces it is beside the point, but at least you get embarrassed in front of the.
You say stolen valor. Is that actually a military term?
Well, it's a criminal term.
Criminal term? Yeah, right. G'day, Gold Skeptic. He's presenting what the work site looks like. What is that work site, Gold Skeptic?
I'm on the building site. I'm in Wales. This is the building site. We build private houses.
Okay. Are you clearing a subdivision?
Pardon?
Are you clearing a subdivision?
Am I clearing a place for the houses?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sitting on a piece of ground now. Let me turn you around. I don't know. Can I turn the camera, or do I have to turn the phone itself?
Well, I mean, you can turn the phone if you want to, because technically we're not showing anything anyway. When you said you were on a land, when I said subdivision, I mean is actually like that. It's like a set out piece of land.
No. I mean, what can you see there?
Level.
Yeah, a bit of dirt. Yeah, are you making sure it's all nice and level?
Can you see the machine over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it too far away?
It is a bit far away, I have to admit.
Oh, right.
But we can generally see the site, yeah.
Yeah. Can you see my bucket there moving?
Yes. Classic.
There you are.
Nice
So
work.
I'm moving the bucket, and the good thing that you can definitely see the bucket there, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got a hole in it. Hole in my bucket.
So this is how fast I can move the machine. Yeah. So if you get a reference point behind the bucket, let's get these bins. Can you see the different coloured bins?
Yes.
Right. This is the slowest I can move the machine. Ready?
Yes.
So I'll try and move it really slow. Oh, that's too fast. There you go. Now going at this speed, I will probably get around doing the 360 in easily under an hour. And you can see how slow that I'm moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you can imagine when they turn around and say to us, the Earth's spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. Why don't we spin off? Well, you can see how fast I'm moving the machine. That's not very fast at all.
Yeah. Bloody oath. Yeah, it certainly.
Which just goes to show that they don't understand a thing that they're saying.
Yeah, they used like to use the big numbers like 1,000 miles per hour instead. That just
Ooh, scary.
Yeah,
Scary.
yeah, exactly. Right, well, I thought I'd pop up when I had a quick 5 minutes just to show you this. I've got to go. I've got there's a little dumper coming up. I don't know if you'll be able to see the flashing light there.
Yeah, we see it.
He's just coming up. All right, well, thanks for letting me on anyway.
all good.
Thank
All
you.
good. Are you accounting for 8 inches per mile in the distance there?
Yeah, I mean, it does. I don't think the curve of the Earth will matter when you're building a house that's only
Well,
about 30, 40 feet wide. I don't think it'll make that much difference, really.
It's exactly right, because that's the thing, is the amount of like journalism has said something sometimes about what the Home Depot, you'll only notice a very small amount across the thing, but the truth of the matter is like what you're doing right now, you excavate the whole site and you clear it. So
Exactly. I mean, we
not a yoga
flatten
board.
out certain areas. This site is on a bit of a hill, so we work out the houses, how many houses in a certain area, and then
Yep.
we just flatten that until it's flat. We have the engineer come along. He's got his theodolite. He's got his stations on the road, and you work out, right, that's flat there. That's where we dig the footings.
Yep.
So, and then once we finish this section, then we go on to the next section, which we've already flattened as we did before. So,
Yep.
when they say, oh, when you're building, why aren't the buildings curved? Well, because we flatten out the land first. Even if it was curved, you still flatten out the land first.
Yeah.
And no houses.
Only a moron could not understand that that's what we do on site.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right, I'd better be going.
Yes, I'll catch you later.
Thanks for letting me on. Yeah.
That's all good. See you later.
Yeah. Bye.
Mum Bakes Cakes. Have you met Dan O before?
No, and welcome to the chat there, Dano.
Hey, Mom. I've actually seen you over at the Drunk Debunk show, and I think over at Matters Now and stuff like that occasionally. So my older account was DC Dano, but then I started the channel, so I had to start using that account.
Good on you.
I'm one of Swallow's mates from X.
Right. Yes, and you were talking about Stolen Valor.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a nerve, being a I have a veterans card. So yep, I was not a Vietnam vet, but I have served my country for 6 years in the service. So there we go.
Oh, really? You were in Vietnam, were you?
No. I mean, I served. I'm just saying to qualify. I was not in Vietnam.
Oh, right. Yes.
I do have a veterans card. I served the army for 6 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
There, right.
Okay. Well, good job. Geez, I feel rather underqualified now because I'm right next to two guys from the military. So
Well, most of my family, like my sister's been in Air Force. She's married to a guy that was in the Air Force, both officers. And I was never an officer. I was just a private, working guy, work in the kitchen. That's my job.
oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Well, I guess I never really followed those sorts of pathways, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they would have any use for a person like myself with my type of skills. But yeah.
Never know.
Yeah. So Dan, do you plan to go and speak to Vlad anytime soon? Do you want to just simply just slide on into his live debates and just spring him with a few questions?
I think it's going to depend on what I find out. I was in his chat, and that's where I found, I asked him specifically what he did in the military, and he decided to tell me. So I have a clip of that. I'm deciding what to do depending on what information I find out, because it's either A, he's lying, or B, he's a complete Poe because of the rating that he chose is specializes in radar for electronics intelligence. So he knows what a radar horizon is. He knows that you're only bound by line of sight and things like that. So
yes, well, I watched his I watched the part that I was told Dano to go and have a bit of a look at. He was talking about, he started ranting and raving about radar and all that sort of stuff, right? And at first he was saying, when we have the radar on the ship, we can transmit, something 70 miles away, right? And we all know that on a ship, radar is, up as high as possible, up near what maybe the crow's nest, if they still have any crow's nests on a ship anymore, right? And then he flipped over and he went to an Earth curve calculator, right? And then said, so a periscope comes out of the water, probably 2 or 3 feet or something like that. And he punched 2 or 3 feet into his Earth curve calculator and just started saying, well, look at that. You can't see further than 15 miles or something like that. And I was like, well, hold on 1 second. You first approached this from a perspective of the radar sending information and getting information back at 70 miles. And if you've got, let's say one of these radar dishes is, I don't know what it comes with feet. Maybe it's 50 feet. Maybe it's 60 feet. Maybe it's 80 feet. I don't know high, right? And if you've got another boat that's a fairly similar height, or maybe even half the height, right? You can have that boat would stick out from its particular location in a vertical manner. And this radar is high, so it has a high observational starting point. And so that radar can go from the top of this ship to the top of that ship, no worries, over the curve. And especially with, and I'm sure Dan would back me up on this, is the radar uses a different wavelength, which should be able to bend a bit better than what visible light will. Visible light will be a little bit more tighter on the wavelengths, and that way it will not likely bend quite as much. It will bend a little bit, but if you do radio waves, the bend around the curve will be even more stronger, and that reflection back should be even just as strong back as well. So why he went to his Earth curve calculator, punched in 2 feet high, and then just started ranting and raving about, oh, you can't see anything, not thinking that the radar dish is up high and the ship is tall at the other end too. So, comments? Dan must be driving. That's fine. Any thoughts, Cakes?
Well,
I
don't know anything much about radars or anything like that. I did a radio course when I was in the service, when I was in Malaysia for a little while, but it's not my area of expertise. All I know is that I can use the phone to call home if I need to, but yeah, again, it's what I get from them is they pick and choose bits of what the information says and equate it to what the flat Earth, I think the flat Earth means, if that makes any sense.
Well, yes. I mean, when he said something can do 70 miles, I actually asked him in his after comments. I said, well, can you tell me what class of ship that was that can do the 70 miles?
Mhm.
And his response back to me was, "Oh, it's like this type of radio."
Not a ship,
Like
it's a radio.
I'm like, well, okay. I don't care about the fucking radio. If I can find out what the class of ship is, I can go and find an image of what the ship looks like, right?
Right.
I can go and find out how long it is. And if I can get if I can get a side-on view of this particular ship, scale it for its length, then I can scale it for its radar height, and I should be able to find an observation height, because that's what, if you were to ask Rue if how do we look over the curve, and how much should we be able to see, the first thing he's going to ask is, what's your observation height?
Yeah.
And that's the radar height. So if you can tell me what class of ship it is, I can go out there, do my scaling, and find out where that is. And then I might have a starter point. I could say 70 meters is 100%. 70 miles is 100% achievable. So,
And this is why they put the radar on the top of. Hey, Wally's here. Wow,
yeah, that's
right.
it.
At
Yeah,
the top of
100%.
ships.
100%. That 100%. They are on the tops of ships.
Mhm. I mean, so we had before radar, we had lookouts on the top of masts, and the guy would shout, land ho, because he could see land first.
Yeah, well, that's where the I think it's a crow's nest. So
Crow's nest, yes.
yeah.
Are we going to have the Where's Wally on the call? Ooh, that'd be bonus.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Come in, Wally.
Okay, so I will flip over to present, and I'll see if I can share the screen. It's not really going to be that good, but because it's just a Google search, but still, I mean, we get a bit of an idea as to what's going on, right? So we've got the general Navy ships here, right?
Yep.
Right here, and I can't quite see it, but I would be interested to find out if, like the normal speaking radar, I would. Sorry, I was talking about speaking radar. Like, I don't know the terms that obviously Dan O knows, but I would say the communications radar would be that part right there.
Right.
Now, I don't know if these little domes also have some sort of like air network type radar or not. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I would say this little thing up here would be the radar. And if you could find out, if you could scale the length of this and find out where that is, I could tell you exactly what its observation height is.
And they also send out the airplane that's got that big dish on it.
Yes.
For radar.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Yeah, look, I'm not too sure. I can't get good scaled photos here. Sorry?
Right. I don't think any flat earther has ever mentioned that particular plane that's got that giant round pizza dish on top of it for radar.
The one where there's a dish on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flying radar. That's what it is.
Yep. So yeah,
because the ship can only vision a certain distance with its radar, and then they have this longer range aircraft, which is whatever 1,000 feet in the sky, which can see with a lot further for any incoming aircraft, missiles, you name it. So they give them an early warning type of system, I guess.
Can they launch off an aircraft carrier or not?
What's that?
Probably not. Can the one with the disc on top? I
think they have one on the Enterprise and a few on the some of the bigger aircraft carriers. Yeah.
AWAC. What's
AWAC.
that?
The AWAC. That's it. The AWAC.
Okay. AWAC. It's good to see we have smart people in the chat. There we go. Yes. AWAC. I've got it right here. So I'll quickly show that again. I'll bring it back up.
AWAC. Just the AWACS? I thought it was AWAC. It was
Yeah, this is some sort of AWAC. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, but I would imagine the size of these types of planes. I don't think that they would be the type to land on an aircraft carrier. You wouldn't be able to stop
there is one that does. I think if you look up one that goes on aircraft carrier, you can find one. AWAC aircraft carrier.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Like one of these ones.
Is it?
Oh, little foldable wings, eh?
Yeah. That's what
there you go. Yep. Well, there you go. You're right.
Oh, yeah. Those are the one.
Big turboprops, aren't they?
Yeah.
Now look at the way they stack away like transformers, eh? Pretty cool.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't really know if there's much more I really want to talk about. I'm coming up to about an hour now. So, like, unless there's actually something you wanted to bring up, because
no, there's been, like, we've had. You mentioned the complete fall down. I mean, someone was commenting on the flat earthers were saying about about the Muppet on Mark Sargent's show. We're going to treat this serious to get rid of the Muppet. Just pissed myself laughing.
It just becomes a whole bunch worse. Did you also notice that someone said that Lisbeth seemed like she got T-boned in a car accident?
Yeah, she had an accident. I'm not sure if it was a T-bone or whatever it was, but she may have
they said it was a T-bone, which is a bit unfortunate. I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious as to what you're thinking about. Oh, that's one thing. Yes. Where's Wally? You're bang on right. You've just reminded me some of the things that I was going to show. So, I was going to show a video file. We'll go Fram2. Is this? Okay, here we go. Add to stage.
Effort. This is actually a known.
Now I don't know how to control this because I literally have no ability. Oh, I have one right here. So you can actually have a look. I can actually control the bar here. I'll get rid of Where's Wally's comment. So I downloaded both of these. I might post them online.
Do you want your hygiene bag as well, Eric?
What's that continent there? That's
You want it?
I was trying to figure that out. I can't figure it out.
No. Mine is. I think mine. I'm leaving.
You can hear the guy's South Australian accent in there. Do you know that?
Yeah, no, I've got mine here.
No, it couldn't. Is that Antarctica?
Yeah.
I was here in 2000.
I don't know. I can't tell if it's Antarctica or it could be Alaska or Greenland. He does say something here, but I can't understand the guy.
Beautiful.
Video. Yeah. You can see that. Yeah.
There's the ice ball.
This is the entire peninsula is full of.
Yeah, some people have actually said that we're technically the temperatures that we are at right now is some of the lowest temperatures in recording, and so we're technically escaping an ice age as we speak. Apparently. So that kind of makes me think when they say, there's a great ice age. I kind of wonder whether or not the ice age is somewhat similar to the kind of levels right now. Maybe just a bit cooler.
That bears on wires.
It is. It is.
Make sure Tyler does his sleep survey.
Oh dear.
I wonder if that water is attached. I can't quite tell. It does seem like things are up against the wall, and I wonder whether or not there's a small amount of push from their movement or not. It's a little bit unclear here.
Incredible.
After breakfast, we plan to.
Oh, they had a good old chat here.
The magic shampoo that makes the hair go up.
Yes, that's it. I think during this, the Aussie guy, he's the Aussie guy right here. This is Eric, as Where's Wally said.
When you see astronauts in space, but
it doesn't really reflect the joy that it brings. It's
Your
amazing.
food wants you to eat it.
I mean, check this out. Oh, fog, projectile.
How did you sleep last night?
I slept really
Good. It was
Yeah, we
so
slept well.
cozy. I heard that you don't sleep so well in space, but I think we all slept extremely well.
Yeah.
See, I want to know
Instead of
why
floating around.
a flat earther thinks that it's okay for this woman to be laying down, the guy
first
be
few
sitting
hours
up,
a
and the
little
woman
bit
to be
weird.
upside down, all in the same
But,
frame.
After sleeping, I feel everything
done with
is
wires.
good.
I
I'm
feel like
fresh.
You're just gonna get
And I
used
mean,
to, like,
if
not
if this had real gravity
having control.
acting on
If you
them
let
in
go
the
of
same
stuff, you'll
direction,
just float wherever.
some of their necks would be sore. Like the Aussie guy would have a sore neck, and they would be okay, or you know, the Aussie guy is fine, but the girls' necks are hurting because you know, if you're on the side, it does hurt a
little
little.
anchoring feeling. Doesn't matter what it was, and that's why I understand people strap a pillow to their head, and it worked really well. When I was just free floating, it's like, this is weird, because very rarely are you in bed and you feel like you're in that weightlessness. So I think even if it's something hard like that, just against my head, I felt I slept much better.
Eric's head also gets velcroed to the Velcro, so I think he has an advantage.
Let me find some.
He must have a little bit of stubble on his
Interesting
head.
thing is flying in polar orbits is I think 60 to 70% of the time when I randomly look out a window, I see white.
Yes,
I know.
yeah,
I've
yes.
seen.
I don't think
So good.
astronauts on the ISS will have this kind of view.
And it's so epic because it's another kind of desert, so it just goes on and on and on
Yeah.
all the way. It's so
Yeah,
beautiful.
that's why this really is exploratory, right?
Like right now.
It's incredible. I mean, every time you look out there, you got ice and snow. I love it. This is my home. Oh no, it's dark now.
Yeah, it's dark.
Oh,
Okay, let's.
this is not easy. to do.
Hokkaido.
What else?
Isn't that Japan?
Can I?
Japan.
All right. Wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I did have a second video. I can post that one if you want as well. I'm not too sure if you care.
Up to you. Your show. Remember, we
Yeah,
went to the
yeah.
show. Remember?
Well, I'll show the next one and then we'll wrap it up after that because this one is also about 6 minutes as well. So,
Your effort
Your show, buddy.
is actually a known problem that we attributed to something else. So it's very useful data that you are not able to use this trick. Can you confirm when you open the Ziploc bag?
yeah, when as soon as you look out the window, you go, holy crap! Like there's so much detail.
There's a volcano.
Oh, yes, you're right. Hokkaido.
Man, you'll be flying there, won't you?
Yeah, I'm going to Japan next week. Yes.
Right next to you.
Do you want your hygiene bag as well, Eric?
My hygiene bag.
It doesn't look like Japan at all.
Do you want it? I can get it for you.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, mine is.
Sorry, is
I
this
think
the
mine-
second?
I left-
Is this the same video?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Hey, bud.
Okay, so I've replayed
Like
the
it
same
looks
one. Hold on
amazing
one
in the
second.
videos.
Never mind.
Okay, this is the correct
The
one.
clamps.
Please do. Wally, come in. Say hello.
Right, and that's
Hang on.
and still the handle.
Whoa, what a perfect timing.
You can do it. You can round us out if you want, Wally.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is the second video. Sorry, I didn't realize I replayed the first one.
Sunrise.
Look at that. See the curve?
And low scope.
It's funny too because the life support system's in this particular thing, and that was the Terminator line right there, right?
Yeah.
So the life support system sounds
The
like
links in the chat there, Wally. If
yeah,
you
links in
scroll
the
up,
chat.
you'll
Yeah,
see the
scroll up
StreamYard,
to where
Pay in
unfortunately-
whatever it is.
I think we are at about 120 degrees east
You be very careful with the seals there.
and
Wally.
flying
30
north.
degrees east.
Probably 15 minutes we'll be in Australia.
Nice.
He said 30 minutes to be in Australia.
Just
Okay.
gonna move this momentarily.
Thank you, Wally.
I wonder if they have to lift their tray tables when they're coming back to land.
Oh, there's already so much thought on
Take a
you.
one.
Oh,
There is.
yes.
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty amazing.
Wow.
The views are
John's
great.
been waiting for this moment all his life. I'm very happy for you, John. This is weird.
Oh, it's a fish island. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's not real. It's
incredible.
Do you know how
So beautiful.
do you know how in a lot of movies, right, they always seem to fly in and land in America, right? When the aliens come.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is with this planet, right, is that if you're coming towards us from a spacecraft, you don't know what the North Pole is, you don't know what the South Pole is, you actually don't know where anything is.
No.
So you could approach the landmass from any different potential angle and never know exactly where the primary location is there. Wally, I don't know if you're trying to put a picture on or not, but I can take you off stage until you figure out what you're doing with the pictures. I don't know if you had a background picture.
She's
walking on the glass. What's she doing? Look at this! It's a strange sundog in the dome of the glass. That's good.
Again, Wally.
Yeah, Wally. I'm seeing little movements in the background, so I don't know if you've got your camera on or not. Can I bring up side here?
That's better. Save bandwidth.
Yeah, well, I figured that you probably didn't want to dox yourself anyway because you haven't doxed yourself on your videos. So I thought,
not yet.
If you do have your face in there, I'm going to drop it back down.
That's all right. That's okay.
Hey, Wally.
Yes, that is great. I've only seen the first one so far. I'm waiting for Level Earth Observer to go fully nuts on all of these. So that should be fun.
Well, this one dropped 6 minutes before I went live, so I quickly downloaded it in time.
Where are you downloading it from?
Oh, this is straight from SpaceX and Elon Musk.
Oh, okay. Good old Elon. Good on him.
Yes.
I'll have to try and find some. Then I might put them together and pop them up on my channel. Then just for good fun to annoy the good surfers around the place.
Man, I have to admit,
Where's the curve? There it is.
I'm looking at this shot right now, and it's undeniable that you can kind of see the shapes of the glass and the fingerprints and stuff. And it's like it's so unfakeable. How do you fake having glass with fingerprints and all that sort of stuff? And when you turn the camera, you get a new view every single time. You know, if it was some sort of like image of like, you know, oh, this is the fake CGI, you would only focus in one direction and you wouldn't twist it 180 degrees and hope that it's going to twist with you. It's just not possible.
Yeah. This guy Chun, whatever his name is, Chun Wang, I think it is. Yes. He's a crypto billionaire. I've chatted with him a few times online. Really nice guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really down to earth. He's actually on a personal mission to fly to every country in the world.
Yes.
And this is actually his 1000th flight, and I don't know how he managed to organise it so nicely.
Yes.
But this is his 1000th flight. So I thought, well done, well played, sir.
Yeah, I have to admit, watching these videos, there's one thing that actually he's going to want to make sure he does is turn the camera around to himself. Yeah. Because you can't see his face in any of the shots yet. I mean, I know that there's glamour shots of him standing in front of it and stuff like that. Yeah. But if he doesn't turn his camera around once, he's going to regret it because you want to get that footage of your face smiling when you do this.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they some of the ones they did on Inspiration 4 were pretty amazing. But yeah, I can't believe that was almost 3 years ago. That Inspiration 4
was it? Yeah. Yeah, time passes fast for everything. Look at that. See this? They got a camera right there. Did you see that?
Who was that? Who was that in shots just then? Was that Eric or one of the girls?
I don't know. It looks like one of the girls because you can see it's well, it kind of looks like a girl's hand, but I'm not too sure. But one thing I just noticed just then, right? So you see how they've got she's holding a screen that's plugged into the camera, and the camera has a sock that is pressed up against the dome
Yeah.
glass, and
Yep.
so it's completely eliminating all
reflections
of the
yep.
internal lights inside the ship.
Internal reflections were a
Yeah.
big problem last time on Inspiration 4.
Yes.
They did mention it several times. The internal reflections were driving them crazy. So they must have come up with this sock idea to pop it right against the glass.
I have no doubt that looking at this, right? So these videos that these are posted, you can see from the internal reflection that he's just holding up, like, I'm pretty sure it's just an iPhone 17 or something like that, or iPhone
I
15.
think that's all that Chong has got is an iPhone.
Yes. Yeah, he's just using an iPhone. So
Yeah.
I saw some people in the comments on Twitter saying, "Oh, why is he using a dome lens and all that sort of stuff?" And it's like you can literally see that he just got his iPhone out of his pocket and he's doing all the video with that. Now, I want to see the footage from this camera with the black sock, because once we see that, that's gonna be just breathtaking.
Well, that should be good stuff, because Janiki, she's the videographer. She's the Norwegian girl. She was the one. She was actually on one more orbit with Hamish and
Yeah, she was
Hamish
the radio
Harding.
pilot.
Yeah, so she does all that stuff professionally. So she should come up with some really good stuff. She's probably. I've been calling her the Dave McKeegan of the group. So she's the professional photographer. She's got to get it all spot on. Sean, he's the Will Duffy of the group, so he's the money bags.
Money bags.
Yeah, he was really interesting, because I had asked him what altitude they were going to go to, because I thought, the higher up you get, the better view you're going to get. And they originally were going to do this around December, around the same time as TFE, almost exactly the same time, but. They decided that they wanted to be able to see both the North and the South Pole.
Yes, better for equinox.
He lives a lot up around that area too, and plus Janiki comes from Norway, and they sort of decided they wanted to do both poles. So, but obviously then they had to swing to the couple of days around the equinox to get them both. So
yeah, no, 100% makes sense, and especially if they're doing an orbit of 90 minutes every single time, then they'll be able to see it from each angle as well. So there'll be a point where Alaska is at nighttime and you'll come back later and Alaska will be morning time. But I also believe that because of the fact that the Earth is spinning underneath, that their axis is kind of grinding around a little bit each time, isn't it?
Yeah, they're at a 97-degree inclination, so it's like 7 degrees off vertical. So that means they're basically should be in a sun synchronous part of the orbit where they're staying at the same level and the Earth just spins within them and underneath them. So, but I
also saw a bit of a Terminator line on that last one. So they're going over some parts where there's a sunset.
Yeah, well, they do. They cross from night to day. I think the ascending node is in the daytime and the descending node is at night. At the moment, I don't think that's going to change within the 4 days that they're there, which is annoying, because for me to get a telescope, not that I've got any good weather, Brisbane weather is crap at the moment, but to get a telescope on them, we need them to be like in the twilight, either morning or evening twilight, and Astronomy Live is going to try and get them during the day if you can, or at night if you can, but maybe with a bit of reflection off the moonlight, but it's going to be a bit of a challenge for him. But he might pull it off. He has pulled off some amazing crap, that guy.
Yep. I'm kind of curious. I don't know much more details about this. Is this planning on landing in a day or two? What's the...
It was, I think it's going to be Thursday. Sorry, no, Thursday's not very far away. That's only tomorrow.
No, Thursday's tomorrow.
Yeah, it was only going to be like 3 to 5 days. And it's going to be the first time that they're going to land on the other side of the America. They're going to be over on the California side when they land, so that'll be different.
Are they going to be traveling up, like, from South America up and then landing in California?
I don't know.
Or they're going to descend over the top of, like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the ascending or the descending node.
Over California.
I'm not sure. If it's on the descending node at night, then it will be very spectacular, because you'll get the fireball coming in from the north and down and as they splash down. But I'm assuming they'll probably want to do it in the daytime, because they want to have all their search planes and everything, be able to watch them, and it's easier to CGI the dolphins in and all that sort of thing later. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, there's one particular thing which I don't think many people would talk about for this particular event.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's on some people's minds. Is like inside that capsule, right? There's the 4 chairs, and there's a whole bunch of people floating around, right?
Yep.
Do they have a curtain for when they want to go off and shit?
Absolutely. And you won't be the only one talking about it, because Level Earth Observer is a total germaphobe, and
Okay.
he and despite the fact that he works on a tower crane, so you only got to do the maths, and you realise he actually works up on top of a tower crane with a bucket.
Yes.
So he's got his own little go-to bucket up there with him, so he knows all about this.
Yes.
But he was talking about it one day, and that was one of his debunks. He can't believe that 4 people would sit in a capsule that long and
Yes.
have to, you'd have all these bits of germs floating around and everything. Well, probably a bit, but come
It
on.
would
These
need to
guys
suck. It would need to
these
have
guys,
suction.
they're adults. They train for this. This is what they've spent. They've basically been living together for 6 months. These 4 guys. They've been camping up on mountains, and they've been doing everything they can for 4 months, 6 months, and they're basically like family now. They know each other so well. There's no secrets, and it's the conveniences are very inconvenient. They're just a little curtain in one corner, but it's still better than what they had on the Apollo, where they had nothing. They just basically had to use the double-sided sticky tape bag and stick it on your backside, and
well, even you can even hear in some old videos from the Apollo days where they talk about that sort of stuff. And I think, what was it? I would think it was in the Apollo 13 movie, which I think was on the TV the other night.
Yeah,
where they said something where they ejected, piss particles out.
They did
outside.
yeah.
And I think they said that was like a golden shower or something like that. I can't remember.
One of them had made a famous comment about it. There's nothing looks so quite spectacular as urine floating in the morning sunlight or something like that. Yeah, but there's that. I'm trying to think of that girl who does a lot of old time video stuff. I can't think of what her name is at the moment. She's a real guru on all of this stuff. Like ancient, but. Vintage Space or something, I think her channel's called. But she was talking about one incident where somebody's nugget got loose, and they were walking around, and all of a sudden a little nugget floats past, and go, "Whose is that?" And they go, "Not mine, not mine." Everyone disclaimed it, so they just had to bag it and tag it and put it away, and go, "Okay, well, we'll figure that out later. Let's not talk about that anymore."
Yes. Yeah. There's no doubt that. I think the bag was not zipped as tight as possible, but
that's right.
It kind of happened. It kind of happened for the people. You remember the sub that went down to the Titanic and imploded down there too. They had the same thing. They had their little screen. They had their PlayStation controller, and they would have had to have gone up where the window part was, where the tiny window was. Draw a curtain, shit in some sort of bucket, and then fucking hope to God that nobody else can smell it.
Yeah,
and then cover it up and then get out, because it would take them hours to descend.
I would be very surprised if in that sort of situation where it's going to be like a 12-hour trip, that they would just do a colonoscopy bowel prep the day before, flush yourself out, have a low fiber diet, and you'll be fine for a couple of days. You won't have to.
You think so?
Absolutely.
Possibly. Could
certainly what I would do. You just have a low fiber
I would consider it too.
And then it's not even, it's off the table. You don't even have to worry about it. But
true.
I know the funny story that I could tell you that was Hamish, and I'm trying to think of his name, Arthur Vince, somebody. He's the guy who owns the other big sub over on the Marianas Trench. All right. Now Hamish did that trip as well, and it went down to 10.5 kilometers, and it's like a 4-hour dive down, 4 hours on the bottom, and 4 hours back. Well, when they finished that, a couple of months later, both of those guys went on a ride on the big dildo rocket, which one Bezos rocket.
Okay. Yes.
And they both went up in that. And I said to Hamish after this, "Oh, good to see you, and I hope you had a good fun, and you were with such and such that guy." I said to him, "Did you guys hatch this while you're on your descent down to the bottom, or on the way back up?" And he said, "It was on the way back up. We thought we should be the 2 people who have been the deepest and the highest. We shall do this record." So they hatched that plan. But then Hamish wanted to do the dive on the Titanic, and the other guy took one look at the sub, and because he's got his own sub that's this 1.5 meter diameter of titanium sphere that's 8 inches thick, he just took one look at the Titan one and he goes, "No, I'm not going on that."
Yes.
And it was a very wise decision, unfortunately.
Yes.
Much regrets. But Vince, I think his name is. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Yes,
so
I
he took one
recall
look
being
at it and
that,
said,
yes.
"I'm not going." So, but apparently it was all rather dodgy. You know, the ballast was just a whole pile of pipes that they would strap to it each time, and when they'd go down, they just pull a lever and drop them all off and come back up and strap new ballast on next time. So,
yeah, well, he's certainly registering a record for the longest period of time down under the water as well.
Oh, yeah.
He's up to about 2 years now. So
I know it was just so bad. I just couldn't believe it when I heard that.
Yeah,
anyway.
it's damn shame. Damn shame.
Yeah. Because he used to chat to me. He was a really nice guy. He would chat to me quite often. He made a few little video snippets for me as well, and I used one of them when I did the in memoriam for him. You know,
yes, I do recall clicking on that on your channel a good while back, actually. Yeah,
it was one that he did to poke Eric Dubay. Eric Dubay was something I did it. I got it, and it was going to be Simon Dan was going to use it, but Dan decided not to use it. So I still had the clip sitting there, and it had never been used. So anyway, I must go, mate.
Yep, I totally agree. I did want to end it pretty soon. I don't know if Dan wants to bring anything up, but yeah, I'll say goodnight to you. Dan, did you have any comments you wanted to say before we sort of wrap this up?
Yeah, sorry about that. I dropped off because we lost service where we were at, and I had to take a less rural route back. So hopefully I'll be able to stay in the room. The only thing I wanted to say, what I was talking about was the thing that they all seem to not realize is that VHF and UHF, which is usually the bandwidth for radar and stuff like that, do refract, and we do actually account for 30% more at the horizon, the optical horizon, where the radar horizon is. So that's something
30% or more. You are coming to a little bit scratchy there. So what? So what can it bend? What 30%? Is that what you mean? What do you mean by 30%?
Yeah. So it's 30%. So our calculation is based on the heights. How you're talking about the height of the receiver.
Yes.
You take just that R value like to account for refraction.
Okay, Dan. Yeah, you dropped that anyway. It was a little bit hard to actually hear you just then, so I don't know if you want to come up, but we certainly should talk. We certainly should talk about maybe you and I could even go over some of the things that Vlad has spoken about. But like I've said before, I don't really have the know-how when it comes to radio. It's not a point of interest that I have investigated into very much. But yeah, maybe I'll come up on your channel one day as well. But it's all about time. It's all about time. I find this time is okay because the baby's asleep. But at the times when you go live, I'm probably either at work or in the afternoon. I mean, if it's your Friday night, I might be able to talk to you for a little bit on my Saturday mornings. But yeah, this phone call knocked me off. Well, Dan, you were actually very robotic in your voice anyway, so it was kind of hard to hear you at the very, very end there. So I think on that, I think I might wrap it up. I'll keep it to an hour and a half here, so I haven't chewed up a whole lot of time. And yeah, if anyone's got any ideas, you can always bring it my way. We can talk about those sorts of things. Next week, I'm not going to be doing this because I am going to be in Japan. I doubt that I'll be doing any live stream from Japan either because, well, unless I got good Wi-Fi, but I'm going to take my new 360 camera over to Tokyo, and maybe I might get a sunset. Maybe I might get some shots in Disney World and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be doing this this live stream next week. So yeah, I'll probably be a little bit quiet. But yeah, look forward to maybe speaking to you guys in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We'll see how we go. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Good night to everyone.